But this citation you're talking about, it sounds strange to a lot of people because...
So is the same thing being given? Is a notice
I know, but
offense?
Okay, let me learn, because officials of the FRSC, some of them who are on the road, and maybe I'll see tweets concerning this one, what they do, what some of us have seen them do, is they don't even read any citation to you. The way they approach you is not courteous. Their conduct leaves a lot to be desired. And even for secondary offenses, they act as though this is a primary offense and then you must pay the fine and you've got no option. So with respect to what you've said, I think the officials, those of them on the streets, have got to also maybe internalize this and act it out.
No, I think if you talk about conduct, I cannot say all our boys are right. Get it right. Some do misbehave, and we've embarked on reorientation. And we just finished a strategic session yesterday. When you are given a citation, that is what it's called, notice of offense, that you are suspected to have committed this offense. Report at FRSC office. When you report, if you want to pay fines, then you go to the bank to pay. So
they'll tell you you're suspected to have committed this?
The citation is a notice that an offense, if you look at it, is an extract of the FRSC Act 2007 Establishment Act. So you see, that is why people those who are criticizing FRSC have not really taken full pains to read FRSC Establishment Act 2007-1, the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012. If you read it properly, it's very clear. The issue is that you have committed this offense, and this is the penalty. Report at FRSC office, the nearest one to you. For example, if you are going to Sokoto, there's an infraction in Lagos, you can be asked to report in Sokoto.
Do they ask? Okay, you said you're supposed to ask. They're supposed to ask us to report. But what if they say, "No, I'm dragging you. I'm taking you to the office"?
No. Okay, I will tell you. There are two cases. Let me finish this. You commit an offense. You get a citation. You are directed to report. Also, so date. When you get there, you can go and say you don't want to pay fines. You want to go to court. Fine. We have magistrate courts. Then you can go and argue. And you get to magistrate court. A court can even give you, most of the penalties is X amount, 2,000, 3,000, up to 50,000, or 6 months imprisonment, or both. So depending on the magistrate, get it right. If you don't want to go to court, you can go to the bank and pay.
Yeah, but Mr. Boboye, the case, pardon me to come in before they get to number two, the case of Mr. Tokbalabi, he, in this account, said that the officials of the FRSC impounded his vehicle, confiscated his license, and that's why he went to court. So I'm not sure, did they read all these things? Did they approach him in this manner?
There are ways, for example, for your vehicle to be impounded. There was a court case in Benin, I think 2 years ago. If I stop you on the highway now, and I ask for your vehicle papers, if you cannot produce your papers, what the law says as per the act is a suspected stolen vehicle. And that means the vehicle is taken to the base. But if you bring your papers within 24 hours, then you get your vehicle released. And the offense is committed, you get a citation. But the law says if after 24 hours you cannot produce the vehicle papers, the matter is referred to the police. It becomes a suspected stolen vehicle. It's very clear. So if you're on the highway, you cannot produce your papers, then that's a suspected stolen vehicle.
So what do officials do?
You impound the vehicle.
Straight away?
You impound the vehicle until you prove the ownership or the ownership of the vehicle. It's very clear. So if you give your vehicle now to somebody to drive without the papers, and the man does not have his license with him, at that point in time, and if there's infraction and they ask for the papers, cannot produce it, I tell you that vehicle will be impounded.
Is that the only circumstance under which vehicles are impounded?
One, again, if the vehicle is unroadworthy, it's on the highway, it can be impounded.
How do you mean? Is it that it doesn't have roadworthiness paper?
No, if the vehicle is rickety, if the vehicle has worn-out tires, you can impound it. You can impound the vehicle. That is for the safety. That is one of the critical factors of the Act.
Because we do know that brand new vehicles have been asked to get MOTs. So
all the time.
That is what the law says. Let me tell you. You want to register a vehicle. That is why we are trying to raise the level of vehicle inspection. Is a state functions, and want to collaborate, it is not a FRSC function. Before you register a vehicle, either private or commercial, what the law says is that you must first of all undergo MOT, roadworthiness. That is why either for private or commercial, you must have roadworthiness certificate. For private, it's 12 months. For commercial, it's 6 months. It is after that inspection that you're supposed to go for registration. This is what the act, the law states, as stated. It's not a new thing. So, but because there have been lost values, so must get it right. A new vehicle, let me tell you, some new vehicles may not be roadworthy. I've seen it in Ghana. I've seen it in Sierra Leone. A new vehicle fails roadworthiness test.
That's as if they carry out the test. And
Is it
they're not
factory?
giving you
Yes, it's a
papers,
factory
you know?
defect.
Factory defect.
But that's different from.
No, you see,
it's a
they were-
general rule.
Look, no, I've explained it. You want to register a vehicle, the first line is roadworthiness.
So if the vehicle doesn't have roadworthiness papers, do you also impound the vehicle?
That means there's something to prove that the vehicle is roadworthy.
And you said to me about
But you
tires.
said only just
How do you
rickety
test?
vehicles. So if I bring a brand new vehicle and it hasn't given me any issues, so far so good, and I cannot produce roadworthiness paper,
Roadworthiness
you're
is
saying that
just
my vehicle
one.
can be impounded. It doesn't look rickety. It's not behaving rickety. The tires are fine. They're not
There's
expired.
no, but I've not seen a marshal impounding a new vehicle for being unroadworthy to that level. But a new vehicle can be impounded if there are no papers to justify the ownership. At that point in time, what the law says is a suspected stolen vehicle. Please, let's get it right. You're on the road, you cannot prove the ownership of this vehicle. Then you yourself is a suspected criminal.
Do
You
you
said
think-
something about tires earlier. How do you test the tires? Is it by eye?
No, tires are like drugs. They have a lifespan. It's either 3 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And the week of manufacture is on the tire. It's readable. It's a code. It can be, let me say, 0312. That means it was manufactured on week 3 of year 2012. So we have 52 weeks. So it goes on like that. And the lifespan is 3 years or 80,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. It's a straightforward matter. So if I stop your vehicle and I look, especially most of those Tokumbo vehicles coming in, they already have expired tires. Now we're moving to the dry season. We're going to start encountering tire blowouts. You know, everything crashes are seasonal. During the rainy season, skidding off or loss of controls. Dry season is more of tire blowouts. So when they stop you, they can check. And if they suspect that this is an expired tire, I tell you, I've given directives, such a vehicle should not move.
Let me digress a little bit, pardon me, guys. I mean, I'm looking at all these laws that you're talking about, even though we'll still come back to that, even the Regulation 143 of the Nigeria Road and Safety Traffic Regulation. But you're impounding, you're trying to comply with the laws of the country in terms of roadworthiness, the safety of your car. Is there anything being done, maybe by FRSC, linking up with government, to ensure that the new cars that people bring in that you expect us to get roadworthiness for, your tires should be in good condition, your car should not be rickety, but the roads are bad. And then the people just come in and some of those cars, the ricketiness or the crashes or something, caused by bad roads. And we all bear the brunt of this, and you all just enforce the law on hapless Nigerians.
When you're talking about importation of vehicles, you should talk about two categories, Tokumbo and new vehicles. Okay?
Both of them go through the bad roads.
They go through the bad, but again, you must give it to government. There's improved road network now. The roads have been rehabilitated, I can tell
Yeah,
you
but
that.
you still have a lot of bad roads. And they
Yesterday,
catch
the
car
Honorable
for-
Minister gave us a firm commitment at the stakeholders workshop that before the end of the year, most of these roads will be fixed. And the MD in FEMA, Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, spoke yesterday to that. The government is committed, and they've started working on this.
But you know that in some clients, they will sue the government for a bad road. If I enter a pothole and my car is bad, they can sue. And they pay damages.
I think you've just finished one issue of oil prices going down. The government, it needs a lot of money. Let me tell you something. We have 204,000 kilometers of road network in the country. Federal, state, and local government. Federal roads about 35,000. And those are the interstate roads. And most of the roads now are dual carriageways. There's no road in Nigeria today that meets the minimum requirement of an expressway. So please stop calling this Lagos-Ibadan expressway for now. It's a dual carriageway. So what I'm trying to say is that efforts, you see, and the high cost of road reconstruction now is a bit high, and government is striving to ensure that the critical roads are rehabilitated, which is going on. You've seen it. But the most important thing is that if you know the road is bad, why don't you plan your journey? Why don't you just take it easy and make sure the bad portions you go save that to ram into a bad.
But you went through the one you call dual carriageway now. How many portions were good? I mean, you see a long stretch. How do you plan on that kind of road?
Lagos-Ibadan has been contracted out. Julius Berger is already working on it. On the Lagos-Shagamu section, RCC is working on the other section. And you can see a lot of work is going on. And before the peak period of end of the year patrol, we've been giving commitment that those critical aspects, now rain is almost season, the rainy season is almost over. I believe all these things will be fixed, and we are committed. We are working with the Honorable Minister for Works, MD FEMA, and also the states responsible for some of these things to ensure that for the Utah period, at least there's improved road network to ensure free movement. Because once the road is bad, it's a big problem to us, gridlock. People will form multiple lanes. The next thing is road safety. Road safety is not there, and it becomes a problem. We experienced this on this same road, Lagos-Ibadan, during this last Salah festival, where people spent about 6 hours due to the fact that the section of the road that has been tarred by Julius Berger was blocked, and it was the back section that was left to the public until we had to appeal to the minister who ordered for the opening of that. So efforts we are on, and I think we get it right this year.
And I think that it is worse, because I do know that at that point in time, we did come on air to commend men of your agency and also the Ogun State government, because they were also there at that point in time. I'm very curious. I've been staring at you. Is that your ID card?
It's my ID card.
Because I'm seeing Visa on it, and I'm wondering, okay, do you use it to collect money as well?
Yes. You see, this is part of the program of the corps. You use ID card also for your transaction. For your salary, you take it to any bank. So if you're on the road or you want to do any transaction while on, you don't need to go to a bank. Just take your card to any ATM points and take something you want there.